RIGA percent 20 IN percent 20 AUGUST percent 200 2017 percent 20 THE percent 20 LATVIA in percent 20 AIRLINE percent 20 AIRBALTIC percent 20 CARRIED percent 20,386,597 percent 20 PASSENGERS percent 20 OR percent 2021 percent 25% 20 MORE percent 20 THAN percent 20 IN percent 20 THE percent 20 S AME percent 20 PERIOD percent 20 OF percent 200 2016 percent 20 FOR percent 20 ALREADY percent 20 THE percent 20 THIRD percent 20 MONTH percent 20 IM percent 20 A percent 20 ROW percent 20 IT percent 20 HAS percent 20 BEEN percent 20 THE percent 20 BIGGEST percent 20 NUMBER percent 20 OF percent 20 TR ANSPORTED percent 20 PASSENGERS percent 20 IM percent 20 THE percent 20 AIRLINE percent E2 percent 80 percent 99 S percent 20 history percent 20 DURING percent 20 THE percent 20 FIRST percent 20 EIGHT percent 20 MONTHS percent 20 OF percent 200 2017 percent 20 AIRBALTIC percent 20 HAS percent 20 TRANSPORTED percent 20 percent 20 TOTAL percent 20 OF percent 202,345,371 percent 20 PASSENGERS percent 20 TO percent 20 ITS percent 20 NETWORK percent 20 SPA and NING percent 20 Europe percent 20 Scandinavia percent 20 Russia percent 20 CIS percent 20 AND percent 20 THE percent 20 MIDDLE percent 20 East percent 20 MARTIM percent 20 GAS percent 20 CHIEF percent 20 Executive E percent 20 OFFICER percent 20 OF percent 20 AIRBALTIC percent 20 percent E2 percent 80 percent 9 CWE percent 20 HAVE percent 20 SEEM percent 20 THREE percent 20 VERY percent 20 STRONG percent 20 AND percent 20 SUC CESSFUL percent 20 SUMMER percent 20 month stop percent 20 WI TH percent 20 A percent 20 BIGGER percent 20 fleet percent 20 WE percent 20 HAVE percent 20 PERFORMED percent 2016 percent 25 percent 20 MORE percent 20 flight stock percent 20 usually percent 20 WHEM percent 20 THE percent 20 NUMBER percent 20 OF percent 20 FLIGHTS percent 20 increase percent 20 LOAD percent 20 FACTOR percent 20 BECOMES percent 20 smaller percent 20 WE percent 20 HAVE percent 20 MANAGED percent 20 TO percent 20 INCREASE percent 20 both percent 20 OUR percent 20 LOAD percent 20 FACTOR percent 20 IM percent 20 JULY percent 20 AND percent 20 AUGUST percent 20 HIT percent 20 THE percent 20 HIGHES percent 20 MARK percent 20 IN percent 20 COMPA NY percent E2 percent 80 percent 99 S percent 20 history percent E2 percent 80 percent 90 percent E2 percent 80 percent 9 CTHIS percent 20 SUMMER percent 20 HAS percent 20 BEEM percent 20 EXCITING percent 20 NOT percent 20 ONLY percent 20 TO percent 20 THE percent 20 company percent 20 BUT percent 20 OUR percent 20 PASSDNGERS percent 20 A S percent 20 well dot percent 20 WITH percent 20 MORE percent 20 STATEOF percent 20 THEART percent 20 BOMBARDIDR percent 20 CS 300 percent 20 AIRCRAFT percent 20 JOINING percent 20 OUR percent 20 Fleet percent 20 NOW percent 20 ALREADY percent 20 EVERY percent 20 FOURTH percent 20 PASSENGER percent 20 AHAS percent 20 TH He percent 20 BENEFIT percent 20 OF percent 20 TRAVELLING percent 20 WITH percent 20 INCREASED percent 20 COMFORT percent 20 OF percent 20 BIGR percent 20 seats percent 20 WINDOWS percent 20 AND percent 20 MUCH percent 20 QUIETER percent 20 aircraft percent 2% 80% 90% 20 GAUSS percent 20 noted dot percent 20 IM percent 20 August percent 20 of IRBALTIC percent C2 percent A0 PERFORMED percent 204,799 percent 20 flights percent 20 OR percent 2015 percent 25 percent 20 MORE percent 20 THAM percent 20 IM percent 20 THE percent 20 SAME percent 20 PERIOD percent 20 OF percent 202,016 dot percent 20 DURING percent 20 THE percent 20 F IRST percent 20 EIGHT percent 20 MONTHS percent 20 OF percent 20 THE percent 202,017 percent 20 AIRBALTIC percent 20 HAS percent 20 OPERATED percent 203,059 percent 20 flights dot percent 20 THE percent 20 AIRLINE percent E2 percent 80% 99S percent 20 LOAD percent 20 factor percent 20 WHICH percent 20 RDPRESENT S percent 20 THE percent 20 NUMBER percent 20 of percent 20 PASSENGER S percent 20 AS percent 20 A percent 20 PROPORTIO M percent 20 OF percent 20 THE percent 20 NUMBER percent 20 OF percent 20 AV ILABLE percent 20 seats percent 20 WAS percent 20 AT percent 20 A percent 20 liters EVEL percent 20 O F percent 2085.8% 25% 20 IM percent 20 AUGUST percent 202,017 dot percent 20 DURING percent 20 THE percent 20 FIRST percent 20 EIGHT percent 20 MONTHS percent 20 OF percent 202,017 percent 20 AIRBALTIC percent E2 percent 80% 99S percent 20 LOAD percent 20 FACTOR percent 20 WAS percent 20 AT percent 20 A percent 20 LEVEL percent 20 OF percent 2077.7 percent 25% 20 AND percent 20 IT percent 20 IS percent 20 THE percent 20 IST percent 20 IN percent 20 THE percent 20 HISTORY percent 20 OF percent 20 THE percent 20 airline dot percent 20 THE percent 2015 MINUTE percent 20 FLIGHT percent 20 PUNCTUALITY percent 20 INDICATOR percent 20 FOR percent 20 AIRBALTIC percent 20 REACHED percent 20 A percent 20 LEVEL percent 20 OF percent 2085.1 percent 25% 20 IN percent 20 AUGUST percent 202,017 dot percent 20 THIS percent 20 MEANS percent 20 THAT percent 20 meters ORE percent 20 THAN percent 2085 percent 20 OF percent 20 EVERY percent 20,100 percent 20 AIRBALTIC percent 20 FLIGHTS percent 20 DEPARTED percent 20 AT percent 20 THE percent 20 PLANNED percent 20 TIME percent 20 percent 20 WITH percent 20 A percent 20 DELAY percent 20 OF percent 20 NO percent 20 MORE percent 20 THAN percent 2015 percent 20 minutes dot percent 20 THE percent 20 FLIGHT percent 20 PUNCTUALITY percent 20 indicator percent 20 DURING percent 20 THE percent 20 FIRST percent 20 EIGHT percent 20 MONTH HS percent 20 OF percent 200 2017 percent 20 REACHED percent 20 A percent 20 LEVEL percent 20 OF percent 2087.4 percent 25. August percent 20 2017 August percent 200 2016 CHANGDSNUMBD R percent 20 OF percent 20 PASSDNGDRS 386 percent 20,597,319 percent 2,052,621 percent 25 and UMBER percent 20 OF percent 20 FLIGHTS 4 percent 20,799 4 percent 2,016,915 percent 25 LOAD percent 20 FACTOR 85.8 percent 83.4 percent 252.4 percent 20 PERCENTAGE percent 20 POINTS 15 MINUTE percent 20 DE PART he percent 20 PUNCTUALITY 85.1 percent 88.1 percent 253.0 percent 20 PERCENTAGE percent 20 points January August percent 200 2017 January August percent 200 2016 CHANGDSNUMBD R percent 20 OF percent 20 PASSENGERS 2 percent 20,345 percent 203,000 711 percent 20,951 percent 2,019,720 percent 25 NUMBER percent 20 OF percent 20 F LIGHTS 33 percent 2,005,929 percent 2,002,714 percent 25 LOAD percent 20 FACTOR 77.7 U7 percent 252.0 percent 20 PERCENTAGE percent 20 POINTS 15 MINUTE percent 20 DEPARTURE percent 20 PUNCTUALITY 87.4 percent 88.7 percent 251.3 percent 20 PERCENTAGE percent 20 points FOR percent 20 THE percent 20 SUMMER percent 20 SEASON percent 20 OF percent 200 2018 percent 20 AIRBALTIC percent 20 HAS percent 20 ADDED percent 20 MALAGA percent 20 Spain percent 20 LISBON percent 20 Portugal percent 20 SPLIT percent 20 Croatia percent 20 BORDEAUX percent 20 FRANCE percent 20 AND percent 20 GDANSK percent 20 Poland percent 20 percent 20 COMPLETE percent 20 SCHEDULE percent 20 OF percent 20 AIRBALTIC percent 20 FLIGHTS percent 20 CAM percent 20 BE percent 20 FOUND percent 20 OM percent 20 THE percent 20 COMPANYS percent 20 homepage.AIRB VALTIC percent 20 OPERATES percent 20 direct percent 20 FLIGHTS percent 20 FROM percent 20 RIG 8% 20 TO percent 20 OVER percent 2060 percent 20 destinations percent 20 AIRBALTIC percent 20 OFFERS percent 20 CONVENIDNT percent 20 CONCTIONS percent 20 VIA percent 20 RIGA percent 20 TO percent 20 ITS percent 20 NETWORK percent 20 SPA and NING percent 20 Europe percent 20 Scandinavia percent 20 THE percent 20 CIS percent 20 AND percent 20 the percent 20 MIDDLE percent 20 East DOP percent 20 IN percent 20 addition percent 20 AIRBALTIC percent 20 ALSO percent 20 OFFERS percent 20 DIRECT percent 20 FLIGHTS percent 20 FROM percent 20 TALLINN percent 20 AND percent 20 Vilnius